Yo, what's going on, traders? This is a recap for Thursday, September 4th, 2025, and I'm going to show you how I made $9,800 trading the NASDAQ. Before you even get into the video, let me know how the quality looks. Let me know how the resolution looks. Let me know how everything's looking. Because I got a new PC, I got new monitors, I got a bunch of new equipment, and all of these bad boys got way better specs. Yet, yesterday when I was editing, and once I uploaded the video onto YouTube, it looked like there was a drop off in quality. So I had to play around with some of the settings. I think I fixed it. Hopefully I fixed it, but we'll find out once I upload this video. And yeah, so please let me know how it looks, how it sounds, and we'll go from there. So let's take a look at my funded accounts. This is Tradecopia, the trade copier I use. We can see across the 16 funded accounts, I made $9,800. So this is funding ticks, MyFundedFutures, Tradeify. Another great day on these accounts. And I'm also going to be requesting 6K from MyFundedFutures. So I'll get into the dashboard a little bit later in this video. And I got some landscapers in the back. Hopefully you guys don't hear them. If you do, I apologize for that. But if you want to try out Tradecopia, all you got to do is click the first link in the description and you can get 2 weeks for completely free and then a discount on your monthly sub. And don't forget, if you want a discount with any of my partnered firms, make sure you use code LOOP for the best available discount. So here we are on the 1 hour chart for the NASDAQ. From yesterday's video, we had price deliver higher, delivered a little bit of sell side. Then heading into today's New York AM session, we had formed some equal highs here. Yesterday, we outlined the buy side up at 23,555, and it becomes very clear and obvious that we engineered some buy side. We have all these equal highs here. And then if we zoom in a little bit, take a closer look at this price action, we can mark out the sell side. So this is the liquidity I identified heading into today's New York AM session. So we had these pools of sell side over here at about 450 and 430. This is the first step of all of my trading days. I'm always starting off by identifying the higher time frame liquidity and the higher time frame key levels. So if we look to our left, we can see that we have a 1 hour IVG and we have a 1 hour BISI. So we got some imbalances here. This forms a balanced price range, a BPR, when the SIBI and BISI overlap. So this is our higher time frame key level, our higher time frame PD array. I then drop down to the 15-minute chart, and if we zoom in here, the liquidity becomes a lot more obvious. We have all those equal highs. So we have lower time frame equal highs just below the higher time frame buy side, and we also see pools of lower time frame liquidity, lower time frame sell side. So I wanted to see how price would deliver heading into 9:30 a.m. So to continue my top down analysis, I drop down to the 5-minute. Once again, all that liquidity becomes very clear and obvious. The sell side as well as the buy side, bunch of equal highs. Now the structure on the higher time frame on the hourly chart starting to look a little bit bullish. So I was anticipating price to run out and attack this buy side liquidity, this higher time frame buy side at 555. So we can see right at 9:30 open, price ripped up, got a nice up move here. We did engage with some of this lower time frame buy side, but if we fast forward a little bit more, we can see that price got immediately sent right back down. I found this movement to be extremely suspect. How are we going to start to deliver sell side and start selling off without taking and engaging with this higher time frame liquidity? Even though we got a lower time frame stop hunt, on the higher time frame, this is forming equal highs. This is forming and engineering more liquidity. We take a look at the 15-minute. We could even take a look at the 1 hour. We can see all these highs, all this buy side that's been engineered. We take a look to our left. We have this liquidity, a bunch of orders that are resting above 555. And so that was my drawn liquidity for this session. Dropping down to the 1-minute chart, we can see how price pushed up, got so close to that higher time frame liquidity, failed to engage with it. We engineered more equal highs, delivered lower. And then we see price had formed all of these equal lows, which is resting just above that sell side that I outlined on the higher time frame. There was a news drop at 10 a.m. So what I decided to do is to wait until we get closer to 10 a.m. before executing or even really hunting for a trade. What I wanted to see, since we had formed equal lows and equal highs, I was waiting for one side to be swept. Whether we ripped up and swept the buy side or whether we delivered lower and swept the sell side, I wanted to see a liquidity sweep. And the significance of this is that price had technically been accumulating. Yes, we did run out these lower time frame stops, but we have to keep in mind, we have to be aware and identify the higher time frame. We did not engage with that higher time frame liquidity, that higher time frame buy side. So even though we ran out some lower time frame stops, we have unfinished business with that buy side on the higher time frame. So if we were to zoom out to like a 15-minute chart or even a 5-minute, I would consider all of this price action here to be accumulation. Yes, we did engage with those lower time frame stops, but we did not engage with the higher time frame liquidity. Super suspect that we have all these equal highs here without trading up and triggering all those orders. And since we had accumulation, you guys know how I love AMD. I want to see manipulation. I want to see price engage with one side of the liquidity, and then I would just target the other side. I target the opposing liquidity. So I'll drop back down to the lower time frame. We'll fast forward a little bit heading into 10 a.m. And we can see price ended up engineering more sell side. We have even more equal lows. We formed more equal highs, resting just below that higher time frame liquidity, those higher time frame equal highs. So we have a bunch of liquidity, a bunch of orders that have been built up on both sides. So this gave me my confirmation really that we were going to engage with both sides. We have too many equal highs, too many equal lows. I was just waiting for one side to be swept. If we were to sweep the sell side, I'd look to buy and target the opposing liquidity, target that higher time frame buy side. If price were to push up without engaging with any of those lows, I'd look to sell and target the sell side. I just needed to see manipulation. I needed to see a liquidity sweep. So fast forward a little bit more here. We then had our 10 a.m. news drop, and it was honestly pretty lackluster. Not any crazy volatility, no crazy volatility. But we'll continue a little bit more. And we can see NQ finally engaged with the sell side. So let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. So price delivered lower and engaged with all those equal lows, engaged with the sell side. We also traded down into all of these discount arrays. The 1 hour BISC, these lower time frame imbalances. We have higher time frame support. And you guys should know by now my A+ model is when we have accumulation. We then manipulate into higher time frame key levels. In this case, we have our higher time frame imbalances, BISCs, IFVGs, BPRs, order blocks. We have our higher time frame discount rates, higher time frame PD arrays. And then from here, I could either enter into a turtle soup, use a turtle soup entry model, or I wait for confirmation, enter off of the order block or any of the imbalances that form once we get a change in the state of delivery. And I target the opposing liquidity for distribution. I decided to enter into a long position at 424 for a turtle soup. We swept the ERL, the extra range liquidity. We traded into all these higher time frame discount arrays, and this is looking like a really good setup for price to push up and attack all the equal highs we formed. The risk to reward for the trade is also valid, risking 60 points to make more than 130. So it's more than 2R, which is perfect. That's all I need. So this was the setup here. Turtle soup entry model, entered off of that stop hunt, the stop rate. My stop loss was set just below the higher time frame discount arrays, give myself some breathing room. And then I was targeting all the opposing liquidity, all the buy side that was engineered on this delivery lower. So we can fast forward here. We got a nice little reaction up. Price started to deliver buy side. We traded up into midnight open, our true day open. So we traded up into some lower time frame up close candles as well. This right here was a 40-point move. This is a really good reaction. But there was one thing that had me a little bit wary, a little bit cautious with this move. At the same time NQ was pushing up, ES had failed to sweep any of the sell side. We had a bunch of equal lows that NQ engaged with, but ES left alone. So that told me, I said, oh goodness, oh gosh, we have some SMT here. We've built up so many equal lows. We see all the sell side here. We see all this sell side. So I was a little sussed out by this because if ES delivers lower, NQ could follow. And if ES takes out these equal lows and then seeks even more sell side, this is all liquidity that NQ already swept. So if ES starts to seek it, if ES starts to deliver lower, I wouldn't be surprised if NQ follows for more sell side delivery. So I did something aggressive and I trailed my stop up to break even. I'm trying my best not to trail my stop until after I take profit or after I secure partials. But because of that SMT, I said if we do deliver lower, I can just look to get a better entry within the higher time frame BPR, or I could wait for a lower time frame entry model to form. But if ES starts to deliver lower, NQ's probably going to follow, and if it does, my stop will be triggered. So instead of me holding onto a loser, I'd much rather just look at re-entering at a better price. So let's fast forward down, and we can see the rejection. Price rejected midnight, delivered lower, formed more equal highs, but price did deliver lower, swept some of this lower time frame sell side. And then if we go back and take a look at ES, surprise, surprise, we can see that ES delivered lower and NQ followed. ES sought all these equal lows. If we zoom in here, we can see we have these series of down close candles. We also got the sell side here. So what I wanted to see now, I wanted to see ES displace higher. Along with NQ, I wanted to see both indices push up in order to create a bullish change in the state of delivery. If we could form a CISD on ES and on NQ, I would then look to enter longs on the NASDAQ, target the buy side. We see ES also had a bunch of equal highs here, but it was just a little sus because ES had not cleared out all the same sell side liquidity that NQ did. We see ES has some more equal lows back here as well. So I let more price form. I wanted to see if price could displace higher, push up, and form a change in the state of delivery. And we can see that's exactly what NQ did. We can take a look at ES at the same time. ES also formed a bullish CISD. So the fact that ES formed this change in the state of delivery, this gave me confirmation that price is going to push up to these equal highs without delivering lower, seeking that sell side that price failed to sweep, that price failed to engage with, which led to my confidence in re-entering into longs, hunting for longs on NQ, targeting my prior objective, which is that buy side up at 555. Within the displacement, we formed a little BISI here. We also got our change in the state of delivery. So this formed our bullish order block. These down close candles, if price is bullish, we will use it as our order block for delivery higher up to that higher time frame liquidity. As this candle was still forming, we traded up through the down close candles. We violated the up close candles. We traded through, expanded away from the down close candles. As soon as price traded above the body of this candle, the open, that formed our change in state of delivery. That formed our order block. We do not need a candle closure above for an order block. That's a little ICT gem. He spoke of that in prior lectures. So as this candle was still forming, once price traded back in to the bodies of the order block of these down close candles, I entered into my long position. My stop loss was set at the first candle's low that formed this BISI here, very close to the low of the order block. Basically, almost a 2-hour trade here, 1.9. I was cool with this, risking less than 50 points in order to make about 100, a little bit more than 90. And if we zoom back out to the 15-minute chart, we can see that the AMD started to play out. The fact that price was pushing up, and on the lower time frame we got a CISD, we got a change in the state of delivery, that gave me confirmation not only that there's been a change in trend, but that we were more than likely about to enter into distribution and attack that higher time frame liquidity. So we can fast forward a little bit more. We see price also formed this lower time frame BISI. So we had imbalances here. These should be used as support, as a launch pad for delivery higher. We can also mark out the manipulation referring to that AMD. So this stop hunt, this movement here is our manipulation, right? So we can get our fib and we mark out the swing low up to the most recent swing high. And then we'll be able to get all of our projections. We have our -1 that lines up with all those equal highs. Then we have our -2, 2.5, resting just above that liquidity. So after price delivered a little bit more, we can see we got a little retracement into the BISI. Price ripped up off of it. Really good. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now from here, we should not see price trade back down into the imbalance. It shouldn't happen. We've already rebalanced it. We've traded into the order block. We've traded into the BISI. From here, it should be go time. We should start to spool up. So I trailed my stop up just below the imbalance, near some lower time frame down close candles as well. This BISI should not be violated, should not be traded through. It's go time, baby. It's go time. Price should continue to fly up to seek all those equal highs. So let's fast forward a little bit more. Once price pushed up, engaged with this liquidity, really dug into it. And once we got close to this projection right here, the -1, I locked in profit. I secured 60 points. And then after locking in profit, I trailed my stop up to break even, completely risk off. And I wanted to see price push up to engage with all of these equal highs here. So we'll let price run some more. What I ended up doing, I trailed my stop loss in the profit at 94. So this is within the down close candle. I really didn't want to see any of these lows swept if price was going to push up. So I had my stop loss trailed in the profit, and we can fast forward some more. We can see we got a nice move up. We were really close to engaging with those equal highs, but in typical NQ fashion, price got a little retracement, which engineered. This created more liquidity. This created more buy side. Built up more orders resting right at 555. And we can see that my runners were stopped out literally by a few points just before price pushed up and swept the buy side at 555. So the trade ended up delivering 90 handles. The analysis played out almost dang near perfect. Although my runner did get stopped out in profit, not a big deal. I mean, I locked in most of my profit, locked in majority profit for 60 points. Can't really complain about that. That's 120% profit. Looking here at the 15-minute chart, we see the AMD. Man, I love this. I love this model so much because it plays out dang near every single day. We had our accumulation. We manipulated lower into the higher time frame discount arrays. 1 hour BISI, IFEG, order block. This is your turtle soup entry. This is entry number 1. Your stop can either be a hard stop or based on some of the higher time frame discount arrays, higher time frame PD arrays. Price then started to distribute, seeking the opposing liquidity. On the lower time frame, that's where your second and third entry model will be, either your order block or your imbalance. And then price completed its distribution. We swept the buy side, and if we actually continue on, we just see what price did for the remainder of the day. We can see that price pushed up 300 points. This is distribution right here. This is distribution, all right. This is an amazing move up. And I'm content. I'm content with my piece of the pie. I don't need to catch this whole entire move. Even if you were to only make 20 handles a day, you'd be outperforming nearly all traders. So this is a little bit overkill, but we do see price delivered. Our AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's the same thing repeating every day across every instrument on every time frame, whether it's the seconds chart or the weekly, the monthly, the daily, the minute, doesn't really matter. It's literally always repeating. So that concludes this review. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask in the comment section. And to support the channel, make sure you like this video, share it with all your trading friends, and use code LOOP for the best available prop firm discounts. So until next time, boys, salute to you and peace out. So I'm going to be requesting some payouts from MyFundedFutures today. I thought it'd be pretty cool to show you guys how fast these dudes actually pay out. So I'm up 2.4K across 5 accounts, or I should say on each account up 2.4K. So I've hit all the requirements. We can head on over to the payout section. I'm going to be requesting $1,200 from each account. And what I'm also going to do, I'm going to time it. So I'm going to start the timer. We're going to request all the payouts, and we're going to see how fast MyFundedFutures pays out their traders. So without further ado, we're going to start this timer right now. And it started. So we're going to request the payouts here. Let's go for the first one. So we're going to request 1,200 from this. Request payout. And my phone just buzzed. I think it just got approved and sent to me. I literally just got the emails right here. So we can see this is almost instant. We're going to check once this is all done if the money's in my Rise wallet, which I'm pretty sure it should be. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Bzz, bzz, bzz. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of firms that pay out fast, but I've yet to come across any other firm that pays out as fast as MyFundedFutures. So here's the final one, the final payout. So boom, we got and we requested all the payouts literally within 2 minutes. Timer, 2 minutes. But let's go check out my email here. My payout was received. You can take a look. My payout was approved and it looks like it's been paid. So I'm going to log into Rise real quick and we're going to check it out. So here we are in Rise. We can see that I received 5,400 from MyFundedFutures. It was literally paid out instantly. So we can see that here. Not a bad way to start the month. So shout out to MyFundedFutures. Keep on doing what you guys are doing. Fastest paying prop firm in the entire industry. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.